Hello everyone, welcome back to our PYQ series Revised to Ace, and today we are going to discuss very important topic from the hashtag modern history. Yes, modern history is one of the very important area where the information is so rich, जितना भी पढ़ो कम लगता है और अलग अलग sources से information निकल के आती हैं, especially our main sources itself. If we talk about the standard books and NCERTs जितनी बार पढ़ो उसके बाद भी information exam में जब आती है तो we are unable to handle it. So here we are going to discuss about lottery committee. So do you know about lottery committee? If yes, very good. If yes, then let's attempt the question and you will see. Even if you don't know, then today we will learn about the lottery committee. Okay, so we are discussing with the help of the PYQs. So it was asked by UPSC in one of the recent exams. So let's have a look at the question. So the question is, which one of the following was the main purpose of the lottery committee, and that to 1817. So there was a lottery committee in 1817. What was the main purpose of that, which was formed in Calcutta? So something related to Calcutta, British Raj Lottery Committee. Was it regulation of club lotteries? Was it drawing lots for military recruitment? Organizing town planning? Checking street gambling? था क्या lottery club? तो इसको अब हम समझते हैं. Okay. So from where this question has been framed, from where this question has been asked. Before that, this question was asked by UPSC in this exam CISF LDC 2022. So it was asked in the last year itself. 2022 में ही पूछा गया है ये क्वेश्चन. और ये आया कहाँ से है? So ये आया है NCERT से. So in NCERT we have this chapter which is called colonial cities. Colonial cities, urbanization, planning, architecture. This chapter is there. Theme 12. And this is Themes in Indian History Part 3. Themes in Indian History Part 3. In this chapter is there, Colonial Cities, Urbanization, Planning and Architecture. In this chapter, there is a subsection. Subsection 4 is there. This 4 is there. Segregation, Town Planning, Architecture, especially Madras, Calcutta and Bombay. Page number 331. What is given in this chapter? They have discussed about the segregation, they have discussed about the town planning, architecture in the city of Madras, Calcutta and town planning. So within this chapter, if you will go and you will read, there they have discussed about the town planning in India. And that too, when you will read the chapter town planning in Calcutta, all these information is given there. So basically in 1757, after the Battle of Plassey के बाद जब सिराजुद्दौला को डिफीट किया गया, ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी दे स्टार्टेड कंसोलिडेटिंग अपनी अथॉरिटी. They started consolidating their authority. They wanted to display their authority. So they started building a new fort. And that fort was known as Fort William. Okay? And the whole idea of town planning started for the defense purposes. Okay? So town planning, Battle of Plassey के बाद start हुआ, and the purpose was defense. And Calcutta, at that time Calcutta had grown from 3 villages. This question also UPSC has asked in various exams. Calcutta had grown from 3 villages. Sultanati, Kolkata and Govindpur. Okay? And slowly, gradually, Govindpur के आसपास का जो एरिया था उसको एक्सपैंड करने लगे, उसको क्लियर करने लगे. जितनी बस्ती थी, जितने स्लम एरियाज थे, जितने लोकल एस्टेब्लिशमेंट थे, सबको वो क्लीन करने लगे. और क्लीन करते 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 उन्होंने क्या किया? They started removing traders and weavers living in those areas. And they built a fort which was known as Fort William. And in front of Fort William there was a vast open area. मैदान था, पूरा खुला मैदान था. This was their strategy in initial days कि टाउन प्लानिंग में क्या है, अपना फोर्ट बनाओ, फोर्ट को डिफेंस पर्पस के लिए रखो और आसपास का एरिया एकदम क्लियर रखो, so that clear line of sight will be there. फायरिंग के लिए, डिफेंस के पर्पस के लिए clear line of sight will be there. So that is how they started. After that, this town planning का फिर शेप क्या हुआ? In 1798, Lord Wellesley, he became the Governor General. Then he started observing the city. सबसे पहले उसने एक और फोर्ट बनाया जो गवर्नमेंट हाउस बनाया for himself in Calcutta. and that was expected to display the British authority. ठीक है, जब वो ब्रिटिश अथॉरिटी को एस्टैब्लिश कर लिया और एक फोर्ट और बन गया 1798, 1757, then 1798, then he started roaming around in the city. And because of the conditions, the जो city की conditions थी कैलकाटा, the condition of Indian part of the city, British part तो fort हो गया, Indian part of city, the condition was, it was crowded, excessive vegetation, dirty tanks, smells, poor drainage, and above all tropical climate. So because of tropical climate and the conditions which were there in Calcutta city, in Indian part of the Calcutta city, Britishers thought that it is full conducive condition for the spread of diseases. So they wanted to safeguard themselves. In order to safeguard themselves, फिर Wellesley ने क्या किया? He wrote a minute in 1803. A minute, basically an administrative order in 1803 on the need for town planning, and he set up various committees for that purpose. चलता रहा, ये काम चलता रहा, and many bazaars, burial grounds, tanneries, they were removed, huts were removed, and from then this notion of public health started कि भाई public health के point of view से हमें city को clean रखना है. Okay, this idea started coming up, and on the name of that many projects started coming up, projects with respect to the town clearance and town planning. So ये Wellesley के 1803 minute an administrative order minute in 1803 से start हुआ. So we have seen 1757, we have seen 19 अभी एक टाइमलाइन भी बनाते हैं. So we have seen 1757 Battle of Plassey, then 1798, then 1803 Wellesley's minute in 1803. Next what happened? अभी ये टाउन प्लानिंग हमने देख लिया. After that 1817, okay, after that it came 1817, Wellesley का tenure over हो गया और वो चला गया. Then even after that town planning was carried on by lottery committee 1817 till 1830s. that period आपने starting में देखा होगा lottery committee era 1817 to 1830. So as part of that lottery committee with the help of government, उसमें काम क्या हुआ? Funds were raised through public lotteries. कोई लॉटरी इंसान का नाम नहीं था, लॉटरीज को कंट्रोल करने के लिए नहीं था. It was in order to raise the funds were raised through lotteries. And in early decades of 19th century, early 19th century के early decades में, this early and late you will understand later when we will discuss, then you will understand the importance of early 19th century and late 19th century. So in early 19th century it was believed that the town planning या जो भी city है उसका पैसा raise किससे किया जाता था? It was considered as the responsibility of public minded citizens. इसलिए पब्लिक लॉटरी से पैसे लिए जाते थे, सिटीजन्स की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी समझी जाती थी, गवर्नमेंट का अभी तक कोई रोल नहीं था उसमें. एंड द मनी विच वाज कलेक्टेड, लॉटरी कमिटी फोकस्ड ऑन रोड बिल्डिंग, क्लियरिंग द रिवर बैंक्स ऑफ इंक्रोचमेंट्स, रिमूव्ड मेनी हट्स, दे डिस्प्लेस्ड मेनी लेबरिंग पुअर, हट्स को हटा दिया. एंड दिस थ्रेट ऑफ एपिडेमिक, इस बिलीव में कि एपिडेमिक कभी भी फैल सकता है, दे स्टार्टेड क्लियरिंग द सिटी, क्लीन रखने लगे. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट दे स्टार्टेड रिमूविंग हट्स. एंड फाइनली इन 1870 कॉलरा स्टार्टेड स्प्रेडिंग. 1896 प्लेग मेड इट्स अपीयरेंस. सो थैच्ड हट्स वर बैंड इन 1836. जो हट्स थे, थैच्ड हट्स, उनको 1836 में बैन कर दिया. एंड द फोकस वाज ऑन मेकिंग टाइल्ड रूफ मैंडेटरी. सो ऐसे धीरे धीरे करके जो ओल्ड स्ट्रक्चर था कैलकाटा का उसको चेंज किया गया. एंड देयर वाज अ थ्रेट ऑफ व्हाट डिजीजेस, एपिडेमिक, प्लेग, कॉलरा. 1817 में कॉलरा, 1896 में प्लेग. सो वी हैव सीन दैट हाउ लॉटरी कमिटी केम इनटू पिक्चर. पैसे कैसे वो रेज करते थे सिटीजन से, पब्लिक माइंडेड सिटीजन से. एंड द फोकस वाज ऑन बिल्डिंग द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. By late 19th century, we have seen early 19th century में लॉटरी कमिटी और पैसे सिटीजन से ले जाते, पब्लिक माइंडेड सिटीजन्स. In the late 19th century, official intervention in the city became more stringent. Now government started participating actively. Gone were the days when town planning was seen as the task shared by inhabitants and the government. Then government और inhabitants के बीच में कुछ नहीं था. It was all government. Instead the government took overall the initiatives for town planning and funding, including funding. Town planning, including funding, government started taking care of everything. Okay? And that is how white town, black town was reinforced by the new divide, healthy and unhealthy towns. So this is how the town planning has evolved in Calcutta over a period of time. Now, I hope you got the clarity. I'm very sure that you must have got the answer. Now let's attempt this question. This question was asked by UPSC in the year 2018 in CAPF exam. CAPF 2018 exam, this question was asked. Be very careful with the words. जो मैंने आपको बोला कि ध्यान रखिएगा. Which of the following statements about town planning in British India in early 19th century is or are correct? अभी important समझ में आया early और late का? Now let's have a look at the question. The funds for the town improvement were also raised through public lotteries. This is the first question. You know the answer. The threats of epidemic gave an impetus to town planning in early decades of 19th century. Both of these statements are correct. One only, two only, both, one and two, none. So we have seen what NCERT is talking about. Page number 300 जो हम लोगों ने देखा, उसके onward जितने भी हैं. Topic I have shown you the page number, I have told you which book. Go and read. You will find these exact lines. So yes, the funds for town improvement were also raised through public lotteries, जहां पे government और public minded citizens की responsibility समझी जाती थी. So it was shared. Then the threats of epidemic gave an impetus to town planning in early decades of the 19th century. Yes, so both of the answers are correct. Okay, so this is about the lottery committee. This is about the town planning. Now I want all of you to have a look at another question. Before that, एक question और लेंगे. Before that, 1817 की बात हुई है, so we should also know that why this year 1817 is important. What all happened in 1817? 1817 is important because the Third Anglo-Maratha War begins and it continues through 1880. So this is one important feature. Your homework, Anglo-Maratha War कितने हुए, उसका आउटकम क्या हुआ, कि कौन कौन सी ट्रीटी साइन की गई, ये सब आपको पढ़ना है. 1817 is also important for Paika Rebellion. Paika Rebellion was led by Bakshi Jagatbandhu Vidyadhar against the East India Company. In 1817 it started. In 2017, Odisha government requested the central government to consider Paika Rebellion as the first war of independence because it was there in 1870, 40 years before 1857. Why not it should be considered as one of the first war of independence? So there was a news article in 2021. Why center has refused to accept Paika Revolution as first war of independence? So we should know that Odisha government demanded this, but center has responded that no, it cannot be considered as the first war of independence. हमारा general understanding ये रहेगा कि now Paika Rebellion is the first war of independence. No. What government has told? So this is the news article from Indian Express that center has refused to accept Paika Revolution as the first war of independence. What government is saying? Government is saying the center has proposal को consider किया and they discussed the matter with Indian Council for Historical Research under Ministry of HRD, which is now Ministry of Education. And as per the recommendation by ICHR, Paika Rebellion cannot be called as the first war of independence, and this was informed in the Rajya Sabha. However, considering the rebellion which started in 1817 and continued till 1825 is considered as one of the beginnings of popular uprisings against the Britishers in India. So what ministry has told, they have declared that it would now be included in the curriculum of class 8 history textbook NCERT. So your homework, second homework, you have to do your thorough research with respect to the Paika Rebellion, cause, location, Odisha fine, where, what was the purpose, who were the leaders, what was the outcome. Okay, so if you all can revise and put all these detailed in the comment section. It will be good. I will get to know that how many of you have really done these two homework. Okay. Now, I want all of you to have a look at another question. So we have seen till now 2 questions, 1 information, Paika Rebellion. This is the 4th one you can consider. Which one among the following Indian cities was labeled as Urbs Prima in Indus after the opening of Suez Canal in 1869 and its link with the world economy? Bombay, Madras, Calcutta, Surat. 1869 की बात हो रही है. If you know the answer, please let me know. But let me tell you that this question was asked by UPSC in this CISF LDC exam 2022, and the question which we have discussed about lottery committee, this was the question number 44, and above this itself this question number 43 is there, which is saying which among the following Indian city is labeled as Urbs Prima in India after opening of Suez Canal 1869 and its link with the world economy. Is it Bombay, Madras, Calcutta or Surat? Why I am telling you, why I am emphasizing that this is 44, this is 43rd number, same exam, same page, same in the serial order they have been asked, because this information is given in the same themes in Indian history, part 3, which I have shown you in the starting, same chapter. After the town planning of Calcutta has ended, here the town planning of Calcutta is ending. Now they have started discussing the architecture in Bombay. So under this, they have discussed about the importance of Bombay and why it was important for the Britishers. So let's have a look. So Bombay, initially it was 7 lands, then they were joined together to create more space. Bombay was the commercial capital of colonial India, first information. And it was the premier port on the western coast, second information. It was important for the international trade. And by the end of 19th century, very important, this is the third information, very important, half of the imports and exports, that is close to 50% of the imports and exports were passed through Bombay. And at that time, what was the important trade which was happening? Opium. This is the 4th information you should know, that East India Company exported to China. This statement also UPSC has asked in some other exam, that East India Company used to export opium to China. Okay? Indian merchant middlemen participated in this trade, and they helped to integrate Bombay's economy directly to Malwa, Rajasthan, Sindh, जहाँ पे opium grow किया जाता था. Now this led to growth of the Indian capitalist class, and Bombay capitalists came from different communities, Parsi, Marwadi, Konkani Muslim, Gujarati, Baniya, Bora, ये सब है. इसके बाद एक major event हुआ. When American Civil War started in 1861, cotton from America South stopped coming into the international trade. America Civil War जब start हुआ तो अमेरिका से जो कॉटन था वो आना इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड में बंद हो गया, एंड this led to revolution, and this was opportunity for India. So what happened? This led to upsurge of demand of Indian cotton, growing primarily on the Deccan Plateau. Deccan we know, and once again the merchants and the middlemen found it as an opportunity for to earn huge profits. And 1869 the Suez Canal was opened, and this further strengthened the Bombay's link with the world economy. And precisely because of this, Bombay government and Indian merchant, they got it opportunity to declare Bombay as Urbs Prime in Indus. That is, it is a Latin phrase which means most important city of India. And by the late 19th century, Indian merchants in Bombay, they were investing their wealth into new ventures such as cotton mills. This is how ओपीएम से कॉटन पे शिफ्ट हुआ. सुएज कनाल का इंपॉर्टेंस है और बॉम्बे का इंपॉर्टेंस है, एंड बॉम्बे को उर्ब्स प्राइमा इन इंडस बोला गया. सो सेम चैप्टर 2 क्वेश्चंस वर आस्क्ड बाय यूपीएससी इन द सेम एग्जाम. अगर आपने पढ़ा है तो मार्क कर लेते, या अगर नहीं पढ़ा है देन. सो वी हैव सीन दैट हाउ द सेम इंफॉर्मेशन from same chapter has been asked in a different manner in CISF, how it has been asked in CAPF. So it can be asked in prelims as well. वी शुड नो द इवोल्यूशन। ऐसी कमिटीज वगैरह पे मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री में बहुत फोकस रहता है। ओके, सो होप यू ऑल हैड वेरी गुड लर्निंग टुडे। नाउ लेट्स रिविजिट द क्वेश्चन अगेन। सो द क्वेश्चन इज टाउन प्लानिंग के रेस्पेक्ट में, अर्ली के रेस्पेक्ट में, यू नो द आंसर नाउ। बोथ here also you know the answer is Bombay, and here also you know that it is with respect to organizing town planning, and Paika Rebellion के बारे में तो हमने देखा ही देखा है। So this is all with respect to today's video, and we had very good learning. I am very sure that now when you will read the NCERTs, you will read it with a different mindset, थोड़ा sharp होके पढ़ेंगे, expect करेंगे, उसको एनालाइज करेंगे, डिस्कस करेंगे फ्रेंड्स के साथ, एंड नाउ यू विल बी अटेंटिव टू गैदर द इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम एनसीईआरटीज, ओके, एंड इवन फ्रॉम द करंट अफेयर्स। वी हैव सीन दैट फर्स्ट वॉर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस इज नॉट Paika Rebellion. However, Odisha government demanded it, but central government has told no, we cannot consider it. First war of independence is 1857 का जो revolt है वही रहेगा। Okay guys, yeah, so current affairs in previous videos also I have told the importance of the current affairs. Now it's high time. If you have not touched your current affairs and still you are wondering about or you are wondering confused with respect to the sources of the current affairs, we are running the course for PRELIMS point of view. It is very cost effective for our students. So do check the details in the description box. बहुत ही अच्छी information cover हो रही है, आप demo video देख सकते हैं, and yeah. So do take care of your current affairs, do take care of your health. See you guys, enjoy, we will meet in another video. Bye bye.